Howdy, my name is Margaret Haley, and today I will be analyzing the character Arthur Fleck in the Joker movie released in 2019. The main character in this movie is Arthur Fleck, also known as the Joker. Arthur Fleck is a struggling comedian in Gotham City with a rocky past and deep rooted psychological issues. Throughout the movie, he faces bullying and rejection. The movie takes place in Gotham City, which is a grim city that exudes inequality and crime. There are constant riots as many individuals are left underfunded. The neglect, violence, and poverty of Gotham City largely contributed to Arthur's mental illness and is ultimately what caused his full-blown mental break. Arthur Fleck's psychotic behaviors throughout the movie align with symptoms commonly exhibited by those with schizophrenia. Schizophrenic behavior includes hallucinations, delusions, disorganized thinking, and manic behavior, all of which are exhibited by Arthur. Gotham is characterized by violence and inequality in the Joker. Underfunding for healthcare is widespread and has also affected Arthur as he can no longer afford therapy or his medication. Arthur's only diagnosis was uncontrollable laughter, which is largely due to the shortcomings of the healthcare system in the movie. A proper diagnosis and care could have saved Arthur. Schizophrenia is often disregarded in cultures as hallucinations are often attributed to either spiritual events or drug use. Misunderstanding of mental disorders such as schizophrenia often create stigmas and discourage people from seeking help. In Western culture, it is common to associate psychotic disorders with drug use, incompetence, and danger, therefore creating strong negative stigmas surrounding mental illness. Arthur Fleck exhibits two main symptoms of schizophrenia: hallucinations and disorganized thinking. Arthur experiences hallucinations throughout the movie, specifically when he believed that he and his neighbor had a romantic relationship. He imagined that she appeared at his comedy shows to cheer him on. However, later, when he sees her, she has no idea who he is, proving that he imagined this entire scenario and convinced himself that these events did actually occur. Arthur exhibits disorganized thinking and beliefs when he thought his father was Thomas Wayne, a powerful businessman his mother had worked for in the past. However, he doesn't want to accept the proper evidence behind his beliefs and refuses to believe that Thomas Wayne isn't his father. This causes a fight in the movie because he is so persistent upon this unsupported idea that Thomas Wayne is his father. One symptom that Arthur doesn't exhibit is catatonia. Catatonia is also known as disorganized motor skills and is often a symptom associated with schizophrenia. However, Arthur doesn't struggle with environmental unresponsiveness. He does occasionally move in odd ways while he is dancing, but his dancing is an expression of his emotions through his movements rather than due to catatonia. Arthur would benefit from medications targeting psychosis and depression. Furthermore, he needs therapy for depressive disorders and PTSD as he has issues stemming from childhood trauma. Arthur would benefit from being heard as he has undergone so much rejection and isolation. A caring therapist could work through these obstacles with him. Arthur exhibits symptoms of psychosis and depression common in those with schizophrenia. The pair of medication and in-person therapy treatment are crucial. Antipsychotic medications would target and eliminate hallucinations, and therapy would help him talk through and overcome his PTSD and depression. Ethical concerns could complicate medicating Arthur, as he could not give proper and informed consent during periods of active psychosis. However, therapy-based solutions could still be utilized during these periods, and with enough time, under vigilant care, his psychosis would pass and his mental state could then be regulated. Gotham at this time is severely unequal, and minorities are suffering underrepresentation and are being subjected to poverty with no help from the government. This could ultimately make it impossible for Arthur to receive the necessary care, as he's continually getting fired from jobs and would not have the funds to afford the type of extensive care he would require. The Joker portrays schizophrenia in a partially accurate light. However, it is highly dramatized. Many of the symptoms Arthur exhibits are real-world symptoms of schizophrenia, but most people don't experience the extremes that Arthur does. For example, the movie shows that Arthur's mental disorders make him violent, but most people with mental disorders don't experience uncontrollable urges towards violence. The portrayal of mental illness in the Joker over-exaggerates schizophrenia and has the potential to amplify stigma surrounding it.